Following show may shock, disturb, and offend some viewers. The opinions, theories, and facts shared on this podcast are not widely accepted by the brainwashed masses, especially those who find dark humor offensive. Viewer discretion is advised.
Jeffrey Dahmer soaked in blood. The Unabomber blowing up. Waco, Texas, and Heaven's Gates. Aliens modified, meant for apes. JFK shot in the head by the CIA. Bigfoot and the Mothman. Son of Sam talking to dogs again. Witches, ghosts, and goblins. Mysterious noise and hauntings. Dark arts in the skull and bones. Most celebrities are probably clones. So if you're feeling all alone, crack a beer and get stoned. I welcome you to the podcast Strange Brew. We're here to entertain you. We're here to entertain you.
It's about to get strange.
You're darn tootin'. It's about to get strange. I'm living in Margaritaville. I don't know that song, or I would probably sing it, but these are actually pretty good. They're 12.5% though.
Oh my God.
So it's kind of nice. It's just like in a little can or whatever, and you can probably just have one over ice, and it would probably be nice just having like a glass of wine.
You're rapping right now. You don't even know it. Have one over ice. It'd probably be nice. You're just like in your blood.
I know it's in my blood. All right, welcome back to the show, everybody. This is kind of like a part 2 of the dreams, and then we'll be actually getting now into nightmares, and they're hitting meanings. It'll be a really fun time. Obviously, I'm your host, Tomcat, aka Tom Thompson. They call me the Reptilian, and I also have a lot of music out there, so please go support it on YouTube and Spotify or Apple Music. And who am I joined by once again?
You are joined by Marie Dempsey, and I am on the podcast Not a Strong Start, and I have my own show on the podcast Not a Strong Start called Marie Plays It All, where I review movies, talk about video games, talk about TV shows, talk about geek stuff, all that fun stuff, horror a lot of the time. So that's who I am.
Are you related to Jack Dempsey?
No, I don't know. I don't think so. It's my husband's last name, so maybe he is. Not me by blood.
Yeah, he was a boxer from way back in the day.
Oh,
pretty good
sweet.
Boxer, actually.
That'd be sweet. I hope so. I hope so.
So yeah, this will be fun. We kind of talked about dreams last time and just like the kind of creepy aspects of dreams, but now we'll get more into the idea of like nightmares and what their meanings are. And to bring it into this, I wanted to read off just a couple of nightmares that I've I looked up and people from like Reddit and stuff like that have shared. And it's pretty interesting. Like there's some weird ones. I have some weird dreams. I have weird dreams all the time. Even this week, we have a grounding mat. Did I tell you that? Do you know what that is?
No, wait, no. You may have told me, but I don't remember.
It's like you can get like a one for your feet while you watch TV or whatever. You shouldn't have like a computer on your lap. I did it once and my legs felt weird. But you essentially plug it into the ground of like a socket, and then it's supposed to actually help your body and circulate like how when your feet are touching the ground without socks and shoes like that. That's called grounding. When you walk in nature on the grass, you actually transfer your energy into the earth, and then it comes back through you. It's supposed to be pretty healthy. So there was a lot of reviews. My wife did a lot of research into this before we got one, and we got one for the bed where it's a sheet and has all these tiny like microscopic kind of fibers that can connect to electricity. And then so you put it in the grounding socket and then you sleep with it. It's supposed to help with inflammation, help you sleep. But it does knock me out. Like once I'm out, I'm out. And I used to have trouble sleeping, and it's like you're out where it gives me like really vivid dreams. Same with valerian root can do that too. But like, it's an interesting thing. And it does help sleep and varicose veins and all stuff like that, like inflammation. It's I think it's worth it because I've literally felt the effects.
That's crazy. That's something I would look into just to get a full night's sleep. I don't think I've had a full night's sleep my whole entire life. I wake up at least 4 to 7 times a night. Like I need 4 to 7, very specific. That sounds like I need that. But my dreams still are all it's vivid all the time. Even if I wake up a billion times, every single dream I have is like extremely vivid detail, feelings, senses,
You
everything.
should check it out. I
crazy.
can send you where we got ours because it is something that I've actually like. Where I was like, "Are you sure this is gonna work?" Like, are you sure this is a real thing? And she's like, "I did all this research and stuff." And then when we started using it, especially in bed, I literally felt the difference. Where I'm like, when I wake up, I'm so tired because I've been like dead asleep most of the night. Like I do still wake up time to time, and my brain still eats itself to some extent, but. All right, let's talk about this is a creature in the basement. When I was 8, I had a reoccurring dream over a period of months. I once awakened 27 hours because I was once awake for 27 hours because I was too afraid to sleep. The dream, I'm in our basement with my sister, getting something to drink. Suddenly my sister's face starts to get weird. The mouths and noses get really small, and pretty much 90% of her face is just their eyes. I start running upstairs, but a creature grabs my neck and pulls me down. The face was like a normal one, but it had another skin above it. It started to scream like a demon, and I just can't do anything else but scream back. My mother said the first time I screamed 3 hours before I woke up. I hate our basement. Why would the mom let her scream for 3 hours and then be like, maybe we should wake her?
What? That's like one of the worst. Like, no wonder you're having nightmares all the time and stuff about your sister and a monster. Maybe the monster is like a metaphor for the mother not helping the kids when they need help, huh?
Yeah, that's so weird. So weird.
Could be.
So strange.
That's scary.
This one, the constant tickling. What's this? When I was quite young, I had a very specific fever nightmare where I was lying flat somewhere in the darkness. A clock was ticking, continually, getting louder and louder until it became overwhelming. All of a sudden, it would stop, and there would be a very soft laughter next to my ear. Do you want to give me a laugh? There you go. I would wake up instantly and think I was fine until the tickling started again. That's it.
Tickling?
So,
well, tickling's horrifying. I hate being tickled. That's like a nightmare to me in itself. Like if someone tickles me, I'm gonna punch them in the face, and I don't mean to.
Did you ever hear about that one urban legend? Where the woman's sleeping, and then I can't remember the whole thing, but she's sleeping. I don't know if it's in her own bed or if she's somewhere else at like a motel or I think she's sleeping. Her fingers keep getting licked. She thinks it's the dog, but the dog was literally in another room with the door like closed or whatever, and she comes to the conclusion that someone was under the bed licking her fingers.
Gross. That reminds me of that movie Gerald's Game.
Is that any good?
Where I didn't, you know what? People love it. I didn't care for it. There's some scenes in it that are pretty intense and cool. There's some cool scenes, but as a whole, I didn't care for it. But there's a part in it that reminded me of that, but with feet.
You ever seen the horror movie Urban Legend?
Oh God, years and years ago. I don't remember a darn thing about it, but
both like they're cheesy, but it's a fun like 90s film when they're trying to make slasher films like everything.
Oh yeah.
I'll do one or two more. This one is weird. I once had a nightmare where I was swimming with my family. I dunked my head underwater, and then when I lifted my head up out of the water, my family is gone. The sky is black and everything is silent. Then I look back up to the sky, and there's a giant eyeball, a huge hand that comes and grabs the pool and folds it into a clear box. I started to not be able to breathe, being trapped in the water-filled box. I wake up grasping for breath. Scariest dream I've had in a while. That's like a really weird one.
That's like an epic, like cosmic horror type. Yeah, that's epic.
It's interesting because there's so many like we kind of talked about in the first episode, but I've had just weird dreams or people having weird dreams about me or whatever, and it's like it is such an interesting thing what your mind does, and if it's like and how it can play out like almost like these movie scenes in your head that are very vivid and real.
Sometimes full movies. I mean, we talked about so many of our dreams, especially I did in our last episode. Like full blown movies happening.
Well, and that's why I went like pee or whatever. And then I'm like, I go back into the exact same dream, and it's like so weird.
Yeah, it's weird when that happens.
All right, I'll do one more. This just sounds funny. I dreamt I was lying in bed. My feet started to itch. Suddenly, then started bubbling little spots starting appearing. These spots grew into more pus-filled boils. Then they grew into tentacles, 20 to 30 pus-filled, raw, painful tentacles, each about an inch in diameter on my soles, thrashing and waving around. Then they suddenly died and began drying out into dead scab tentacles. Then went to consistency of burnt wood and remained on my feet. I woke up with a gasp, and I could feel those tentacles on my feet for about 2 days. What the heck?
2 days? That whole story until like the wood feet remind me so much of something in Skyrim. I don't know, video game. It's reminding me of like a Daedric thing in Skyrim because there's like this tentacle, like Daedra, like evil thing. I don't know. Any video game nerds out there?
I tried to play it for a bit, and I always would just play a reptilian. But I couldn't. I have a problem with video games where I can't beat them. Like unless I really like it, then I will play it all the way through. Like Alien Isolation, games like that where I'm like really interested in. And but it's I just find that I'm sitting there and then I'm like, I'm wasting my time. Like I could be working on the podcast, I could be hanging out with my wife, I could be creating something, music or something, right? But I've been playing the Harry Potter game once in a while, and I gotta say it is pretty fun. Like I just get like a smoke a little joint, and then I'm just like on Sunday or whatever, and it is enjoyable.
With that joint, it pairs nicely.
I don't know why you'd play video games sober. I'm not gonna lie. So let's get into it. We've all been there. You wake up in a cold sweat frantically. You turn on the lights and realize you've just been the victim of a terrible nightmare. When it happens, you immediately start to wonder, what does the nightmare mean? If waking up scared and confused night after night, if you get some answers, we're going to talk about some of the most common nightmares and dreams and their meanings behind it. So do you want to cover the first one?
Sure. You are being chased. Have you ever had chase dreams too much or?
Not really, actually. I feel like maybe once in my life, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've never really had a chasing dream. I feel like I've probably chased somebody though.
I'm the antagonist. Okay. You're being chased by a large animal, monster, generic bad guy, shadowy figure, or some other equally scary attacker. What it means. If Freddy Krueger is after you, you're watching too many horror movies. More likely, though, you are avoiding something, often your own emotions. If you are ignoring feelings of anger or hate, see, you never ignore your feelings of anger or hate. That's why you don't have chasing dreams.
Yes, you let the hate flow through you.
Yes, exactly. Of anger or hate, your subconscious is telling you that it's time to confront those feelings and say goodbye to them once and for all. As Yoda said, fear leads to anger, anger leads to hate, and hate leads to nightmares about monsters chasing you. When did Yoda say that?
Other than the monsters chasing you, he did say that. Fear leads to anger. I can't do it, Yoda.
But you know what? It's funny that you did a Star Wars quote and then this. Okay.
I was going to do another one. Yeah. That my plan was to do Kylo Ren, where he's like, "Stop holding on, let go," and he's like telling her to embrace her like destiny or whatever. People will find it controversial. I hated The Last Jedi when I first watched it in theaters, but then I used to watch it when I was drunk, and it grew on me more and more because there's some problems in the movie for sure. But I like the idea of like Kylo Ren fighting with his darkness. Like I think those movies, there's so many problems with them, but the one thing I will say is Adam Driver is a fucking great actor.
I wholeheartedly agree. I think he was a good villain, a little bit of a whiny bitch sometimes, but it's part of his story, which I liked him in that movie. But as a whole, those movies, like the three,
they're just they're all over the place. There's so like there's no direction. That's the problem with it. But like the fight scenes, semi cool, right?
Yeah, semi cool. Some milk out of a big monster's titty right in Luke's mouth. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very weird.
No. Okay. Okay, so maybe that's not quite what Yoda said. Oh, there we go. But you get the picture. Then again, a different reason for this nightmare could be that you are avoiding responsibility. In that case, it is time to empty your calendar of anything unnecessary and take care of business. So, okay. So you need to confront some stuff and be responsible and feel your anger. So,
yeah, let it out. Get out a punching bag. Do something. You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of people aren't angry. like obviously I've had anger issues in my past. I went to an anger management class when I was like a teenager, and then I just left. I was like, this shit's boring me. Maybe I needed it though, but like I can't help but not be angry at like the state of the country. It's just like I can't help see everything that's going on and not be like, this makes my blood boil. Like, how are we still allowing these politicians to fucking politically parasitically leech from us the way they are? It's so sad.
Well, that was a good way to let it out, though. This is making my blood boil. There you go.
Yes.
That's constructive.
Yeah. Yeah. My plan is to keep trying to go to the gym, and then I would love to go to like kickboxing or some shit. I think it's good for people to do that stuff and kind of really let it out. I would like to do one of those rec rooms or whatever. Have you ever done one?
Yes. No, but I want to. That sounds cool.
I could see you doing one.
When I'm really hormonal, I would love to go. I'd be like, okay, I can feel the estrogen. I need to go to the room. Just smash them
like your own in your garage.
Yeah, my husband would be like, yes, I will pay for it. Please go. Release all of this. Don't bring it home.
Just go to a garage sale and then buy like half the shit and then just go in your garage and smash everything. I've seen some of them seem cool, but I'm like, I don't know. I could just go to a landfill, maybe pay the guy like, $20 and be like, I'm going to go smash some shit around.
All right. Hey, landfill guy, can I do this? Yep.
It's a guy like just being like, what the hell? We once, very dangerous and very stupid. We were kids, so this is far gone from me having to face justice or whatever. But I used to film everything when I was a kid. We used to do a show called The Tommy Thompson Show, like Jackass. We did a bunch of dumb shit. And we used to like push each other down the hills in shopping carts, all that type of stuff. And we broke into like this recycling factory. It was like a garbage recycling kind of factory. And we literally got up on the roof, and then we had to slide down a transport truck, and transporters do not have a really strong top roof. So it was really sketchy. And once we got in there, we found these like 2 fucked up bikes, and then 2 or 3, and we like threw them over the fence, went back around, and then a train was coming because it was right next to a train track. And we threw the bikes underneath the train to see if they would squish or whatever. I was like 13, 12.
Okay, what happened to the bikes? What did they squish? Did they break? Did they spark?
They did squish and spark. And the one I wish I still had. I don't know where these tapes are because I have them somewhere. I think my mom lost them. She always says like, I don't know where they are. But like I have a video of my buddy Dylan, and he's like this. He's so close to the train, just like throwing it under it. I'm like, that could have broken and just went through his fucking skull or something like that.
Yep, it could have. That's my first thought.
I'm gonna try to teach my kids not to do stupid shit like that. We were very dumb.
Yeah.
So
the good old days.
We broke into a ball bearing factory that they called Medusa. That was but the floor was dilapidated. Like we were very dumb, but you're bored. And then the first thing we did when we broke into the factory was we saw a massive fire extinguisher, and then we just started letting it off. And it's right next to like a residential area, like there's tons of houses and stuff like that. And it literally covered all the area with this white dust. And then all you hear is this guy go, "What the fuck?" And like it's like there's all these houses are covered in this like soot. Not like you could just see the clouds coming that way or whatever. But very dumb. Then we ran away. My pant got caught on I wear baggy stupid pants. Pant got caught on the fence. All my friends ran away except for one helped me because I was literally hanging upside down. Bad times.
See, this is why you stay home and play video games, kids, so you don't get into trouble and cause a ruckus.
That's a good old times, the early 2000s. So let's get into the dream about falling.
Okay.
Did we show this last time, that fun horse? I think we did.
Yes, we did. We talked about that horse for sure.
Yes. The demon sleeping on the woman's chest. You are falling for what feels like forever, or if you're lucky, just slipping or losing balance. Have you ever had a falling dream?
Yeah, but mostly it's not falling forever. It's just like literally tripping, and then I will like move in real life and wake myself up. That happens sometimes.
I had one. It's kind of stuck with me where I was like, there's this place like a trail where you can go and hang out, and like I just remember it being like there in my head. Like I wonder if I was there the day before or whatever. But there's like this tree branch that went out. But it obviously went really high, and then there was like a river underneath it. And I just remember like this dream of falling, but I've definitely had those dreams of falling. And then like you literally get the stomach feeling. And I'm not a huge fan of heights. Heights is something like I can walk. I can be like, I like fear is an interesting thing, right? Because you can learn to overcome fear. And you can like, people like watching horror movies and stuff like that because you can get that sense of fear without any consequences. I find that with heights, there is a possibility that something could happen.
Yeah.
Like I used to hang out with my two buddies. They actually, Dan, there's still an episode of Dan that is on the show. But even my buddy Raz, some of those are on Patreon or whatever. Like when we first started the show, they were one of the first peoples I recorded with in their apartment. We were like wasted. It didn't even record properly. But Dan, they used to be on the 13th floor of their apartment. That shouldn't exist. It was literally the 13th floor. Usually they skip the 13th floor. It was very high up. You could see all of the small city that we were living in. And they used to sit on the railing of the balcony. And I used to fucking hate that, man. I'm like, you guys, please stop doing that. You could fall. Like, it scared me. I'm like, Dan's like, I'm fine. And I'm like, and you can literally see I'm like, if anything happens, man, you're dead. Like,
yeah, no.
You'll become a midget. Your legs will collapse.
God. Definitely get amputated. Something bad's happening.
I've heard stuff like that where people fall off of heights and they like try to brace with their legs and their like kneecaps bones will like go through them.
Yes, I know. I have. Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah, so crazy. So have you ever felt your muscles jerk when you're falling asleep? This is called a myoclonic jerk. Myoclonic jerk, sure.
Myoclonic, yeah.
And often happens. I love how you're like, yep.
During,
just like last time, just make sure I'm pronouncing these properly. During the falling dream, which occurs during the first phase of sleep. The key to understanding a falling dream is to understand how you are falling. If you're losing grip and about to fall, you need to let go of a situation or relationship that is trying too hard to control. If you feel clumsy, then your life is out of balance. Perhaps you are working too much or giving you too much of yourself in a relationship. If you're falling straight down, this represents the fear of failure. Interesting. If you're slipping or tripping, that means that you are afraid of making a mistake. If you have someone push you, you feel threatened by someone in real life, perhaps demanding boss or a gossipy relative. Interesting.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah. That makes sense because, I feel some of those things. So
I'm sure people will like this episode. I'm sure people are like, yeah, what does this dream mean that I have? Because these are going to be the most, a lot of people have reoccurring dreams of the same. This creepiest thing to me, and I'm pretty sure there's some story about this that we could cover on an episode at some point. But there's like all these people in, I feel like it's Vietnam, some Asian country or something like that, and they're all having the same dream. Like thousands of people.
Yeah. Okay. You talked about this last episode.
Oh yeah.
You did.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird because it is a strange thing for people to share that. It's like the idea of like when people have done ayahuasca, people will have the same trip, which is almost impossible because it's supposed to be shared. It's your consciousness, right? But there's been times where I've heard of people doing ayahuasca, and then they all start seeing the machine elves quotations of what Terence McKenna would call them. And that's fucking scary. That there is maybe some sort of little entities that are mechanically keeping the simulation going is so weird.
Yep. And like ego death and all that happening in the machine elf. Yeah, that's
I haven't done it in a while. I need to do it. I haven't done mushrooms in a long time. I still have tons in my freezer, so hopefully I can do that at some point. Only for personal use for everybody. I don't sell mushrooms or anything stupid shit like that. It's just for therapy. That's essentially what it is. And I think it should be legalized and decriminalized in all ways, though.
Isn't it in some places? I thought
in Canada, it's getting there. Where it's actually getting close. I'm like, yeah, you guys are giving people fucking fentanyl. That's so smart. Like,
but not this.
In BC, they're literally giving kids fentanyl. So, like, you're not going to give people mushrooms. They don't want people to use it. And then my fear is once the government takes hold of it, they're going to give people something that isn't mushrooms. It'll be synthetic or some sort of thing where they maybe can control your mind.
Okay, well, I tried a synthetic mushroom like gummy candy when I went to visit my brother in the States.
Yeah,
and it was the first couple hours were amazing. But the last like 5 hours, I was like, we were going to die. We're going to die. We both like had a switch and we both were like, why are these legal? Like we felt terrible. Weird. And I was like, and I've done mushrooms like, I don't know, 4 or 5 times in my life. And I never had anything like that happen before. And I took half of a little gummy and we were like, this is amazing. And then there was like a switch and it was raining outside and it was nighttime, but to me the rain sounded like a record skipping, so it was like we're like in a loop of time.
I've had that.
And
It's scary.
it was terrible. So yeah, don't do synthetic mushrooms.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what?
weird.
Don't.
I usually have a
Yeah.
bad time to start where you're like getting into it, your stomach feels kind of shitty and you're just laying there and then once I'm in the trip, it's always within the first hour or two it might suck, but once I'm in it, most times it's really enjoyable. But there was times where one time where I took to like 4 grams or something like that. We took the dog for a walk and we're at a park and I was like, something doesn't feel right. And I thought I was literally going to die. And then it went away, but I felt like I was going to have a heart attack or some shit.
Oh,
and then it went away. But once we were walking, I was like tripping balls. I was like, I need to get back to the house. Like, this is like, I don't like being out in public like this. And, they can be good and bad, but if you haven't done them in a while, or maybe there's something you ate, there's been a lot of times like that where one time I did mushrooms after I ate Burger King. Very, very bad choice. Terrible choice. I was tripping balls, sweating, like uncomfortable. And like, this is why these are not party drugs. You don't mess around with these things,
No.
You fail a test.
Okay. You fail a test. Okay. You just reading this is giving me anxiety. Yeah. That's how I feel even thinking about tests. Okay. You fail a test. The nightmare. Studying for a test you are stressed out about or failing a test. What it means. Kids in school and adults who've long since graduated both dream about taking or studying for a stressful test. And this common dream may actually help us to achieve success in life. Basically, when we think we are going to fail, we work doubly hard. This dream also allows our brain to take a time out for a self-exam in order to deal, life and stuff. Okay.
Is doubly hard a word?
Doubly hard.
Doubly hard.
We work doubly hard. Like we work in double time, like it was doubly hard.
I've never heard that used in a sentence ever.
Never. Doubly hard.
That's so weird.
Yeah, that's weird.
This is a one that is all often in movies and stuff like that is being naked in public. You're giving a work presentation, walking down a street, or having a conversation with a friend when you suddenly realize that gasp, you're naked. Feeling vulnerable or exposed or uncomfortable in your own skin, hiding something or trying to keep a secret? If your answer is yes to any of these questions, there's a good chance you're having a dream about being naked or half naked somewhere in public. On the other hand, if you feel comfortable in your bathing suit, you are probably a very secure person and wouldn't consider this nightmare at all.
If you're comfortable.
That's a weird. Have you ever had one of those?
No, but I feel like I should because I am very uncomfortable in my own skin and vulnerable, and I'm also, self-conscious. So I feel like I don't have those dreams, but I should. I fit the bill. Like that seems to be, but no, I don't think so. Not that
I'm a pretty confident person and stuff like that, but everyone at the end of the day, no matter who they are, does have some self-doubt inside their head.
Oh, yeah.
No matter who they are, even if they're the best looking, smart celebrity, I don't know, someone like that. Kim Kardashian, you think she's not insecure? She literally is a man probably and has a fake butt. So,
well, you are insecure to some point if you got that much plastic surgery because you hated that much of yourself to pay to get a whole new body and face.
Oh man, some of the people, man. My wife watches. It's semi a guilty pleasure, but I'm usually editing and stuff like that while she's watching it. But 90 Day Fiance, and there's like these this one chick. She has she's watching like the resort one or something like that. And there's this woman with a Russian guy, but she has so much plastic surgery. Like she's one of those blonde bimbo looking. And I'm like, you're going to look horrible when you're like, even in 15 years, she's going to look terrible. And it looks like her head is like a bobblehead because there's been so much like cosmetics done.
That's too
I
bad.
don't get that at all. And women out there, like men like that for a one night stand, I'm sure to some extent, but not for a long-term relationship or anything. I feel like every guy I talk to would rather natural.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Nobody
I don't.
likes that.
It's just, it's more a consumerism thing where it's like they want you to feel so self-conscious that you go just spend money on it, and they make you feel like that's what men want, and it's not.
No. It's like those
So-
Asian people that like cut their eyeballs so they can look white. It's so crazy. There's like
Oh,
a
man.
yeah. There's a or they like they'll do it so they look like anime characters. There's
That's
literally
crazy.
that there's surgeries done in Japan where people will cut their eyelids and stuff like that so they look more like an anime character. If you're oh man, can I bring this up? Asian Superman. I wonder if it
Oh,
will.
God.
I wonder if it'll show it. Where's that? Oh god, this is gonna bug me. Asian guy turns himself into Superman. He literally like dyed his skin and stuff like that.
Oh my
This
God.
guy looks weird. See, look. Okay, this is fucking weird. I'll show you. This is kind of what I'm talking about. The wanting to turn to like anime characters. Okay, look at his eyes.
Oh,
He cut
yeah.
his eyes and stuff like that. There's other people that have done this, and it's very weird. Like, look, his eyes are so
Oh.
different. Look at his eyes.
Yeah.
It's very
That's-
weird.
Well, that's a mental disorder when you're
Oh,
that
yeah,
obsessed
for sure.
about something that you want to look like it like that. Like that's poor guy. That's a lot of
Trying to see
money.
if
But like
Asian
but it's
people-
these doctors though who are like, yeah, man, more money from you, a lifelong client. Yep.
Oh my god. Wow, I found white people turning into Asians. I wanted to find the other thing, but yo, look at this. What in the world?
Mm.
That is crazy, man. It's a white guy for everybody who's listening on audio that literally has done surgery to turn himself Asian. That is so crazy, man. I am Asian now. That'd be like someone like taking like, I don't know, some sort of like a surgery to dye their skin. Like that woman. There's a woman that like she thinks she's black and she's literally dyed her skin and all sorts of shit.
That's oh my god.
Who turned black. It literally came up.
Yeah, there you go. There it is.
This woman.
Oh my god. What? Look at her boobs in that picture. That can't be real. What?
I think
Okay,
that
so
is.
she's yeah, ew, she's messed up.
This is what happens when we, have too much comfort in life and stuff like that. Is like people find like men think that they're women, and they just like this happened in Rome and stuff too, right?
Oh my god.
That's so scary. Wow, people are
That's
messed up.
unfortunate.
People are
Yeah,
messed up.
that's
That's
oh my
so
God.
weird to me.
My gosh.
All right, this is one I have definitely had teeth falling out. I've 100%, which is crazy. I've had dreams at least a couple times. I would say 3-4 times that I can remember. But I've definitely had one pretty recent too. Maybe within this year where I'm like feeling like teeth and then I'm like and then they start falling out and I literally like I'm moving my teeth in my dreams. Like I move a tooth and then it kind of like I can almost like pull it out and then I do another one and almost like and I've had this where I woke up and I thought I had no teeth.
Yep, I have those exact dreams where it's like I have a loose tooth and I can feel the feeling of having a loose tooth
Yes.
again, and I'm like, oh my god. And it's normally my front teeth, so I think I grind my teeth in my sleep. Maybe I'm pushing on it like forcefully. I wonder, and I'm actually feeling the pain. But what does it mean though if it's not that?
Scary.
We're gonna find out what it means. Are you reading this teeth one or am I supposed to?
I think it's you. I just did naked in public.
Okay. Okay. Your teeth fall out. The nightmare. Your teeth fall or crumble apart. Okay. What it means. This dream is so common. There is a whole website dedicated to it, teethfallingoutdream.org. Losing your teeth can be a symbol of losing your youth, money, self-image, security, masculinity, mojo, etc. But more often than not, it means you are just going through a big life change like switching jobs or moving houses, not a biggie. Okay, well, you know what? I am losing my masculinity all the time, so maybe that's why my teeth are always falling out.
Probably a good thing. It is interesting because like I've definitely had these dreams, and I wonder if like because I got a kid on the way or something like that's maybe why the last one happened. Who knows, right? It's like big changes, things change. But I'm gonna tell you, it is a pretty frightening dream where you're like touching your teeth and then you feel like I literally felt like I had no teeth when I woke up, and I was like, like check my teeth.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's scary because teeth are expensive to fix.
I know. And teeth are also like a very thing that people are always insecure about in a lot of ways and stuff like that too.
Yeah.
Like, luckily I had braces and stuff like that. Like,
Me too.
but I used to have like an underbite. Like, I used to like, I can still kind of do it, but I used to be like, my teeth went on the. I had a girl I dated. She's like, I liked it before, and I was like, you liked when I look like a Neanderthal? What the fuck are you talking about?
I liked this before. Maybe she has a Neanderthal fetish. Who knows?
I don't know. So you die. You die. What else do I have? This one's fun. You or someone you know is dying or severely injured. You may suffer from a deadly disease, or your loved one may get in a fatal car crash. Don't worry. Just because I feel like I need to just bob my head to this.
Don't worry.
Don't worry. It's fine. Don't worry. Just because you're dreamed. You can hear that, right? Like, I'm not.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good. I almost thought sometimes I've recorded, last time me and Billy recorded, it was coming through the computer and I was very mad about, I was like,
No, I can hear it.
Okay, thank God. Don't worry, just because you're dreaming about dying, it doesn't mean that you're going to die. In reality, dreaming about death is just means a new dreams. Mystics believe dreams give us a glimpse to the other side. So it may mean that you're being visited by ghosts. Then again,
What?
Psychologists claim that dreams simply help us to deal with tragic deaths of loved ones.
Okay. Or it's you're dreaming about death means a new beginning in life. So maybe that's like tarot card shit. That's like what tarot cards would say. Like, oh, the death is a good because it's a new beginning. Then it goes
I was taught there's a chick that from London, merry old London, England, and she I've talked to her about I wanted to do a tarot card reading. I still want to do it. I should reach out to her. She got busy, and then we couldn't do it. And I wanted to bring everybody together, like Billy and Aaron, and I wanted her to do readings, but she said she wouldn't do it live because she doesn't want to offend the spirits. But she said she would do it beforehand, and then we could record the like interpretations, like talk about it afterwards. And I don't know. It's hard to trust people, right? But she seems kind of legit, and she's seems like an interesting lady. But I think it would be fun.
Well, guess what? I'm no tarot card reader. I'm no like mystic or anything, but I do have a deck of zombie themed tarot cards that I have delved into a lot, and I have done like tarot card things. So if you want to do one just for fun at some point, I have my deck right up here in that box.
No, be interesting. We've never covered it, and I know you like kind of the spooky aspect of stuff. We could do like an episode. You know, we did crystal balls. This might be a good theme for us to do. Like, we could do tarot cards and then kind of break down the history of it, and then you could do a reading. Even if we can get, actually, I think that'd be really fun for Billy because Billy fucking hates psychics. He hates all that shit. I'm not a psychic,
but maybe we can see if the cards speak truth anyway.
I think he always denies it, but I've known people that have went to psychics that have legitimately, like, even a kid I worked with, Cody, good dude. He used to joke about it, and like one of our buddies, Mitch, was like, "Oh, shit's all fake," and Cody's like, "I thought it was too," and he's like, and then I went to this like psychic, and she was like legit, and he said she told me things that I could not explain how she would know them. Okay, he's like, it's literally impossible. But I've also like I've known people that have went to psychics that like wrote it all down and looked back at it years later, and stuff happened with the psychic. My wife went to a psychic, and it told her that our kid would be a girl. 50-50 chance, but it's still weird.
Yeah.
So strange. Who knows? Also, I was just thinking, I didn't tell this dream last time, but it made me think about it. It's about people dying. I've definitely dreamed about my grandparents. My aunt and uncle died. So around just before COVID, my grandfather like had a stroke. And then he was in long-term care for like a couple years, it seems like at this point. And then my grandma was at home, and then she died first. She just stopped caring, I think, and just wanted to go. And then my grandfather died not long after her. And then my aunt and uncle had a tough time dealing with him. My uncle was a drug dealer. He was a drug addict. And then my aunt was drinking too much and stuff like that and letting that consume her. And then they both died not far from each other. So I've had mushroom trips. So I heard my aunt's voice say I'm here and stuff like that, like crazy shit. So, but I've had dreams definitely about my grandparent. I've had dreams about like dead people essentially coming to talk to you. They're supposed to be coming to visit you. That's the idea, is maybe they're coming through the dream realm to say hello. But there was one dream that scared the fuck out of me. And it was like at my grandparents' house. And we were in the kitchen. I can remember how it was laid out. I can remember everything. And my grandfather was sitting there, but he looked like kind of like my grandfather as a corpse, which they got cremated, so I never saw, right? And then I definitely have watched this movie too many times. But have you seen Dead Silence?
No.
You never seen Dead Silence?
No.
Really good movie.
Hmm.
It's a very good horror movie about like puppets and possession of puppets.
I was gonna say that the one with the puppet doing like a
Yes.
thing.
Never
Okay, I've
seen
seen
that?
the cover. No.
You would like it. It's fucked up.
Okay.
Me and Aaron
Okay.
covered it because we both love the movie. It's so good. It's when like the guy that made Insidious, can't remember his name. We're like he was doing very well, but there's a scene where a human being is being puppeted through their back, and there's like a stick that they're moving to make their mouth move. And I saw my grandfather like that. Where he was like being puppeted and shit like that from something demonic. Isn't that fucked up?
That's horrifying.
Yeah.
I hate that for you.
Dreams are crazy, man. Like some of the stuff. All right. This will scare you. Here you go.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So you are late. The nightmare.
You're late for a very important date.
Very important date. You are in a frantic hurry and may already be late for a plane flight, bus ride, school exam, or important appointment. What it means: dreaming that you are late can mean a lot of things depending on the scenario of the dream. There may be a task or responsibility that you need to take care of that you are avoiding. Another reason you are having this dream, you are worried about a missed opportunity. Okay.
Yeah, interesting.
Sounds about right. Sounds right.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I know. It's I always thought like I said last night, dreams are maybe something that like I don't know, or interpretations or memories and stuff like that. But like I don't know, I have this weird feeling that your soul doesn't need to be here while you're dreaming. So it like kind of wanders.
Yeah.
I wonder if that is actually a thing.
Could be.
What else do I have?
This is in this claustrophobic nightmare, you're stuck and you can't find your way out. You may be buried alive or crushed by a large object. You feel stuck in real life. Maybe you're having troubles making decisions, feeling too much pressure at work, or you're in a situation you don't feel you can control. If you keep a dream journal and document the circumstances in your dreams where you get trapped, you can find out what real life issues need your attention. Maybe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Maybe.
and that also makes sense. I haven't really had any trap dreams I can't think of.
Me neither.
No.
I'm not like some of these people. I'm trapped in a male body. I gotta get out.
Hey, I've had dreams where I was men, but I wasn't.
I've
trapped.
never had a dream where I'm a
was
woman.
I've had dreams where I was man. I've had dreams where I was totally different race. I've had dreams where I'm just like not me. I'm a different person completely. Yeah.
Maybe you're seeing your past lives, because I know someone that went to like a past life psychic, and she saw herself as like a black woman in a fucking plantation with her. Yeah.
Oh
crazy.
damn.
Yeah.
Damn. Oh yeah. I've had tons of dreams where I'm just not me at all. I'm totally different people.
I've never had that.
Really?
Cool. Yeah.
It's cool. The man dream was interesting. Yeah, because I could feel like man things. It was weird. Yeah,
that is weird. If I have a dream about an Indian, I might wake up and shoot myself in the face, though. So it's like, that's so racist or whatever.
Okay.
Nothing reflects Marie at all in what I say. Okay, at all. This is just my own jokes. She does not hold the candle for me, so it's fine.
Okay, so you are lost. Let's talk about these nightmares about being lost. The nightmare. You don't know where you're supposed to go, or you've lost a valuable item. Okay, what it means. If you're feeling anxious and confused about what your next move in life should be, it says them. Then you may dream about being lost in a forest or trapped in a maze. I would love to dream about being lost in a forest. I feel
like I've had maybe something like that.
That'd be nice. Your subconscious mind may be warning you that you are too distracted in life and are not focused enough to stay on a path. Or maybe you've started a new job or relationship and you don't know how to navigate. On the other hand, if you have lost something of value in your dream, like a car, house keys, or phone, that often means that you have lost motivation or drive in your life. reevaluating your goals in life is probably a good idea. Don't tell me what to do, website. Maybe I want to have dreams about losing my car. Maybe I don't have any drive. That's my friggin' life, man. Don't tell me what to do.
It is because it seems like a lot of the dreams, like meanings, feel like kind of literal. And I was like, they're only interpreting what they think it could be. There's no real way to decipher if this is actually legit.
Like tarot cards.
You know what I mean?
Like tarot cards. You can interpret things, yeah.
I just like, what is that sound effect? I was like, oh yeah, it's The Price is Right. I put it as losing song, where you're like, oh, you lost, you suck. One day Aaron was like taking forever, and I was just going through, like, I have a website. It's my little secret about, like, it's like, it has a bunch of sounds on it. You can just type in anything and find sounds. So I was looking like their comedy ones, and I found that one. I was like, that's funny. That's a good one.
You underestimate my power.
Speaking of Star Wars.
Yeah, speaking of Star Wars, get some Kylo Ren ones in there.
I should get actually some. I did one video where I was talking about, like, people holding on to people are what did I say? Some stupid fucking metaphysical. But I was like, people are still stuck holding on to a system that is built to enslave them and stuff like that. And then I put Kylo Ren at the end. He's like, stop holding on.
Nice.
You know, stop it. It makes me want to watch Star Wars, actually. Not gonna lie. I actually have 2 replica lightsabers somewhere around. They're fun. I actually want to get the ones you can go to with a website. It's a little expensive. Like, I bought these off of eBay when I was obsessed with eBay way back in the day, where I was like, I just buy a bunch of stupid shit off eBay for like cheap. And they're like pretty like cool one. Like, they're decent. They're from like the George Lucas fucking bullshit website or whatever.
Yeah.
But you can get ones custom made, and I would love to at some point, because they're like $3 for a good one. It's like, where you customize it, is like $400 or $500. But you can take off the hilt. You can get a blade that you could actually fight with and hit people with. Like, it will actually, like, won't break and stuff like that. And I'm like, that would be kind of sweet. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, it would be. It'd be very sweet.
Like, I'm a big fan of Star Wars. I had dreams about being a Jedi when I was young. I prayed to God when I was 7 for a real lightsaber.
Aw, well, get yourself one. Do it yourself.
I have a fake
Do
one.
it.
There is people that have made them. There's people that have made them, but the thing is, the problem is there's one guy that actually made it, but he had, like, I don't know how he did it, but there's ones that someone had made, but it, like, will just keep going, and it will just cut through everything. Like, it's just a laser, right? Not a good idea.
Cool. Well, I love Star Wars too. I have a Yoda quote tattooed on my arm. So
really?
It's like, you can't really see it. It's up in here. Yeah, it's the luminous beings are we, not this crude matter.
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah.
While driving, you lose control of your car, and your car stops working. You also have dreams about crashing a plane or a different type of vehicle. In this dream, the car is you. You are driving the car, and it is going off course. That means you don't feel like you're in control over your own destiny. If you're a passenger in an out of control vehicle, then you have let someone in your life control you. You should slow down and examine the decisions you're making in your life and ensure that you feel sufficiently in control.
Again, interpret. Yeah, that sounds like a perfect interpretation of what it can mean. I mean, I think I would have dreams of crashing in a plane just because I'm scared as fuck of flying, but okay.
Well, yeah. I'm not going to say what I'm going to say, but DI hiring, I will say it, have actually legitimately caused plane crashes recently. Was that in Canada where the fucking plane literally went upside down? Not a good idea to hire people who are not qualified. It's like, you're a female and you're black. Let's just put you in there and fucking see if you can fly a plane. And there's huge problems with that shit. The DEI hiring is the most absurd shit that I've ever heard in my life. You should be qualified to do a job. Either that is it. That is it.
That's it.
You can't just be like, oh, we need more black people in this job, so let's just give it to anyone that shows up. That's crazy.
I'm already really petrified of flying, okay? And if I was on a plane about to take off and the captain came on and it was a woman, I think I'd be like, let me off the plane. I need to get on the plane.
It'd be worse with like, welcome to Air Canada. And I was like, no, get me off the fucking plane right now. You guys can't even drive cars. And I it's funny. I have two Indian friends, and they literally have admitted to me. He's like, yeah, my one friend likes driving in Toronto because it feels like India. And I was like, yeah, because you guys don't have fucking rules on the road. They literally do not have any rules on the road in India. There's no rules. There's cabs that will push each other off the street to get clients. There's buses that will push each other out of the way. They literally have no rules when it comes to driving. And then they come here and you wonder why they're like driving transport trucks into fucking people. Sorry, but it's a fact. It's happening. So it gets brought up on the show, man. Canada wasn't like this before.
It gets brought up.
It's okay.
It's going to get brought up. Be prepared.
If you have a dream about an Indian crashing into you in a transport truck, it's probably because it's actually happening to you. I'm ruthless.
Man.
This does not reflect your opinions or anything. Don't worry. It's fine. I've already sank my ship a long time ago. It's fine. I don't give a shit. People on the internet call me racist all the time. It's fine. I don't care. Racism was coined by Leon Trotsky, a communist who facilitated the deaths of hundreds of millions of white Christians. So I couldn't care if people use that word because it's a fake word that he made up. Facts. There you go.
You need a thing to pop up here. It's like hashtag facts, but
damn, son.
There you go. Here you have some.
All right.
Okay. Let's do this. Let's do this water thing. I had no idea this was a reoccurring dream. This doesn't sound like anything I've heard before, but you are swimming in choppy waters. Apparently,
I've never heard that either. Yeah. I've never had a dream about swimming.
Yeah, I don't know. The nightmare, you find yourself trying to keep your head above choppy ocean waves and may feel like you're about to drown. Okay.
What the fuck?
Honestly, what it means, you're feeling overwhelmed with emotions and all of life's stresses. You probably need to take some time to relax and just breathe. The ocean is a symbol for life itself, as humans came from the... What? What? The ocean is symbol for life itself, as humans came from the water.
Oh, so that's that bullshit theory about evolution. I don't believe that, though, not gonna lie. Not that I'm religious and believe in God, but I don't believe we crawled out of the ocean and then somehow like just became who we are. I think that we were
that's like alien
here.
shit.
I think
that's
we were dropped
aliens.
Here.
But what about the aliens that are in the ocean?
Yeah, well, I'm saying I don't think we came from like the whatever they claim how like it doesn't make. I think we were dropped on this planet. That's why I was like, white people get burnt in the sun. We're not from here.
Yeah,
think about it. It's kind of weird. You know, I think we'd be everything and every animal and fish is pretty much designed to exist here, except for us in a lot of ways. There is really weird things about humans and the conditions of this planet and why it doesn't seem like we should be here. Me and Jeremy McKenzie talked about it in that one episode. It's like fairly interesting because he made it that point, and I was like, it is a little weird. It just seemed like we were just kind of dropped here.
I think that's a huge possibility. Just saying. Could be.
Yeah. So weird. Tsunami. Did we finish it? Yeah. So the waves.
Yeah. Sorry. A tsunami. Yeah. I mean, it's just I got mad about we crawled out of the water and I kind of gave up on that one because I'm like, screw you, website. Yeah. Tsunami indicates that there is challenge and that is not in the dreamer's control. A lot of it's about control. Well, you don't have control when you're sleeping, so of course you're gonna feel like you're out of control. But anyway,
a lot of them are about that. If your cell phone won't work or you can't make the call, this means this before cell phones invented, people still dreamed about machines breaking down. I guess one reason is that when you're dreaming, your language center shuts down. Doing tasks like making a phone call or sending an email become very frustrating. Weird. Cell phones and computers are also a communication device, so fear of losing relationships and connections, what it stems from. That one kind of bored me. This one's interesting. If you like at this.
Yeah, I've killed lots of people in my dreams. So
you said that in the last episode.
Yeah, they're all bad people, but I have murdered so many people. I know what it feels like to cut into flesh. That's at least what it felt like in my dream. So anyway,
I've never had that. At least I can remember. I just remember my buddy. I'll never forget when my buddy Mitch came on the show. He was on the show like 2 or 3 times. I should actually put the one Christmas episode that he was on Patreon. But he was a funny guy. He had kids and life kind of like. But he was like one of the funniest people I've talked to. He's got a great sense of humor. So we did a strange Japanese legends episode, and I don't think he told on the episode, but he had a weird dream where he was like like a samurai and then cutting people up, and then all these sexy Japanese chicks like made love to him. And it's just like I'll never forget him telling me that dream because he told me in full detail. Oh, wait. No. What is happening?
Oh shit.
Okay, wait. Oh my god, I must fucking freak. Give me a sec. I thought my computer was shutting down. That scared me. Did you see me freaking out?
Yeah, I saw you. What happened?
Something came up on the screen, which like, did you want to something to do with the HP or something like that? And I thought that it was telling me that my computer was dying because I had that once before where I'm like, oh shit, and I had to like plug it in. But I thought I lost you, and I was like, no, during the recording.
I thought you spilled your drink on it. I thought it was like, oh no, shit.
That is my biggest fear. That's a nightmare. I will fucking lose it. Yeah, it just made me laugh. That's so funny. I don't know what the hell. It was just like, HP, do you want to update? And I was like, no, what the fuck is this shit?
Don't interrupt me. HP.
But that just always made me laugh of like hearing other people's dreams. It's just like, it is a strange thing, you know? But,
yeah. Yeah, that's what I gotta figure. Okay, so the nightmare is you murder or attempt to murder someone. You may want to keep this to yourself. Nah, I'll tell you all day how many people I killed. I probably killed like at least 50 people in my dreams, at least. What it means. While a new study has shown that dreaming of murdering can reflect real life aggression, that doesn't mean there's a correlation with the actual act of murder. You may actually be trying to get rid of an aspect of your personality or life, or you may have resentment towards someone that you need to address. Oh shit. That's what I want to keep to myself. I'll keep that to myself.
That's hilarious. So you get cheated on. Your significant other has betrayed you, or has an affair. This dream can symbolize any kind of relationship betrayal, minor or major. It's not always romantic. You can even be disappointed in yourself and feel that you do not live up to your own personal expectations. If the dream does not relate to your significant other, it could be that you are not spending enough time with each other or not communicating about each other's needs properly. That makes sense.
Yeah. Or you can just be really insecure and you actually have that fear of being cheated on. I mean, I have had tons of dreams of being cheated on, like a lot. You ever wake up? Do you ever have a dream about your wife? Or because I've had dreams like about my husband, or he's had it about me, and then we wake up the next day and we're like sad at each other or like mad. We're like, "Oh, I dreamed you on me."
Yeah.
I've had those lots.
Yeah,
insecurity.
My wife has definitely had dreams about that. About me. We've been together for a very long time, right? And had bumpy roads along the way, but it is about connecting and trying to be there for each other's needs. But I have a lot of outlets in life, right? Music and podcasting and stuff like that. So like it takes away some of my time. But for sure, like it's just, and she's legitimately had dreams where she's like, and then feels weird the next day. And I'm like, that wasn't fucking me, man. That was not me.
But it feels so real at the time.
You know what I mean?
It feels so real time. If you have any sort of worry or insecurity about the person, even yourself, if it's yourself mostly, you're bound to have a cheating dream. Bound 100%. Bound.
I feel like I have, but I can't remember it. But I've definitely kind of remember her, or at least of me doing something like stupid, and she's like, I'm like, it wasn't even me, man. Why? That was a fucking dream.
Yeah.
That's funny. You're in a natural disaster, whether it's a tornado or an all-out apocalypse. You find yourself in the middle of a horrific catastrophe. I told that about that dream about that alien shit last time, where you may be tempted to warn the neighbor about the end of the world after dreaming or a natural disaster. Don't be so quick. Chances are you're dreaming about a challenge more specific to you. A tornado can represent a big life change, and that has taken away your security. An earthquake can represent bad news or financial trouble. A volcano erupts can be anger and so forth. Interestingly enough, too, like, I don't know what the hell I was gonna say. I had a thought about like
end of the world type stuff.
Yeah, I can't remember where I was going with that. I had a thought about something to do with like horrific disaster, like catastrophes and stuff like that. Because I feel like
Okay.
I don't remember. This one's really
Okay.
funny. Can you go off that?
Oh,
Because this one actually made me laugh
yeah.
legit when I saw it.
Okay. You can't find a toilet. No, this could be
Never
a
had
very
a
real
dream.
life. No, I've never had a dream about it, I don't think, but I've had real life situations because in my younger years I had pretty bad IBS and I was like, okay. I need a toilet. I'm driving. I need one stat, and it's horrific. It is like the worst nightmare.
Do you
Anyway,
have Crohn's or something?
no, I just had really bad. And you know what? I took some acidophilus friggin' probiotics, and then I never had that issue again.
It's funny that people like, I hated people like, they're like, I gotta go to a doctor or whatever like that and figure out, if you just like literally research like, I don't even say it would be Google, but if you can search far enough, you can. I do have a lot of books on like health stuff, like about, I have this like book from the 60s because everyone's like, yo, you gotta find books from like before the 80s about like health and herbal medicine and stuff like that, because before big pharma took hold of it. And I have one from the 60s. It's like herbal remedies for like everything. And then even my wife's mom has got me books where it like shows you cleanses and all this stuff. And I always consult like, hey, what am I eating? What am I doing? I haven't worked with a guy where he was like, we were eating sugar too much and I had this bad inflammation. The kids had these rashes, he's like, we cut out sugar and then all of a sudden everything changed.
Yeah.
So like it's that simple.
90% of the time it's what you're eating or your gut. A lot is attached to your gut.
It'll be interesting when I have the kid. I'll pretty much be quitting alcohol for the first time ever. And since I was probably like 15, 16. So I'm I've went
Huge.
2 weeks the longest I've went, and I'm literally being honest. Maybe like, fuck man, 15 years or something. The longest I've went is maybe 2-3 weeks without alcohol, which is pretty crazy.
It's a tough one. It's a tough one. I know
Everyone enjoys getting loose.
Yeah, when the whole like shutdown happened, that's when I started to like, it was like I'd get a box of wine from the liquor store and I was like, this is my coping wine.
Dude, we got, oh man, it like part of me like it was enjoyable because it was summer when they shut down everything, which is kind of hypocritical because it would be to be honest, people can believe in COVID or not. I think it was legitimately just the flu. You can believe whatever you like, but I do think it didn't exist in the way that it did. Either way, if it's from a lab or it's from a fucking wet market, that still makes you convinced that it was a real thing. I think it was just the flu because the flu disappeared at that time. Look up David Icke and listen to what he has to say about it. But we would get like, I remember the one day we just drank wine all day. And we was out on our porch and we were just like, oh man, this is kind of fun, and it's funny how they shut down gyms and everything else. Oh, but you could just get drunk and high all month.
Yep.
My wife is off for like 3 months. I was off for like a month and a half or something like that.
Yeah.
And they just let you get wasted out of your mind. And then meanwhile, the biggest wealth transfer in all of history happened where all of the wealth from the middle class and the bottom poor people went all up to the top. It was literally the biggest wealth transfer in all of history. And all of the oligarchs, politicians, bankers, all got extremely fucking rich while we suffered. And now look, we're broker than we've ever been. The small businesses have been shut down. People have unalived themselves and shot themselves in the face for fucking not being able to have their businesses. Yeah, legitimately, they stole all of our money. That's a fact.
Yeah. Well, what do you think the whole thing was for? That's what it was for.
It's literally was created to do that, and they keep us poor.
Yep.
You will own nothing, and you're not going to be too happy about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Oh,
you can't find a toilet because this shit is like laughable to me. That's like, who has a dream? I've never had a dream where I can't find a toilet.
I was gonna say one thing that okay, Marie's view or my views are not Marie's views, whatever, except for that view you have. I'm dead with you with that one all day.
It's okay. I can fully admit that I do not like mass immigration. I think it's destroying Western civilization. And everybody listens to this, no matter where you come from or who you are, because I know we have fans all around the world, whether you be black, white, indigenous, Asian. I have nothing against anybody, but yes, white people are less than 9% of the world population. And I will always bring that up because we are the real minority. So shut the fuck up.
Yeah, do you have a sound effect for that?
I should. Shut the fuck up.
Shut up, bitch.
Okay, you can't find a toilet. You have to go, but you can't find a bathroom anywhere. What it means. If you can't go, number one or number two, you can't take care of your basic needs. And so you're literally blocked from moving forward in life. The experience of being poddyless is also an embarrassing one. All of this indicates that there is something you need to get over or overcome in order to be happy in life. I mean, that's everyone every day of
Yeah,
their life.
interesting. That's an interesting way to interpret it. I kind of like that.
Yeah.
Interesting. So this will be
Yeah.
fun. This will be out on audio after we do this and cover this for sure. But like for all the fans out there, some stuff comes out beforehand live. Like there's some live streams that we'll do before it goes to audio, and it might be literally 3-4 weeks before it actually reaches audio. But me and Aaron on Sunday are doing cattle mutilation, which before we record, I was trying to find videos and stuff like that to show on the show. But this won't be interesting because we're going to talk about dream about being abducted by an alien. So talking to Aaron, we were covering on Class Horrorcast. Everybody, make sure to go check that out if you like horror movies. And we did Friday 13th, the 2009 remake. Really liked it and enjoyed talking about it because I do think it's pretty good. And then we covered the Nightmare on Elm Street one on Tuesday, the remake, and it's god awful. It's garbage.
Yeah.
So it was interesting. We were talking about this, and I was like, okay, I got tons of episodes. I literally have like maybe 70 episodes written out because I have OCD of things I could pick through. And he's like, we haven't talked about aliens for a bit. And I was like, we did. We talked about this like very funny British abduction where this guy got abducted by aliens. And then the aliens were hermaphrodites. And Aaron loved to make the joke that, would you cream pie yourself? And I said, that's probably yes. But he was like, let's do aliens. So I was like, oh, I got a cattle mutilation episode ready to go. And that shit is fucking weird, man.
Ooh, yes.
It's very weird.
Well, I watched that show, The Secret of Skinwalker Ranch.
I've seen part. I think I watched most of it.
I love that show so much. And I'm just like, oh, there's a portal there. Like 100% a wormhole. 100%.
There's some weird stuff going on. I want to cover that at some point. It might be a fun live stream for all of us maybe to do, especially if you watch stuff like that. Maybe I can get Aaron in on it and we can do like if we can find a time, even if you're ever around on like a Sunday, where we can do like a 2-hour, 3-hour episode on that shit. When we go live, it's very fun. We'll get people in the chat and stuff like that. And that stuff's weird. And my guilty pleasure, I think I've told you this before, is Ghost Adventures. I've been watching it now more often. I fucking hate Zach Bagans. I don't even care. There's part of me that's like, it's a love-hate relationship where I'm like, do you have to act so dramatic like a little girl? But I do think that there's some stuff that they catch that is legitimate. But that's like the same kind of realm of Discovery Plus and like some of the shows that they have on there. And I like Zach Osborne's show too. I love that stuff. Even if it's kind of fake, it's still cool.
Oh, I know. I have my favorite, my favorite like ghost hunting show was Destination Fear. And then now it's Project Fear and it's on YouTube. And it's like this brother, sister, and they're two friends. They're a little more obnoxious now that they're on YouTube, but I still love it. And I've never believed a ghost show as much as I believe this one.
I feel like I've heard about Destination Fear. Okay, that's cool. Yeah. I'm happy to. I'll probably maybe start looking at that stuff. I would love to do that. I had there is hauntingly Christy Hauntingly. Yeah, that's her name. Krista Hauntingly. I had her on the show. And she is in Ontario and goes around to places ghost hunting. And I told her that I would love to come along sometime. Like she's done stuff in the town that I grew up in. I would love to film stuff like that. And even before we end the last little thing, it's funny because I even said Alex has been on the show before, Billy's buddy. We call him Black Alex, even though he's only half black. And he would be on the show, and it was like we always joke that we've had a black guy, a gay guy, and all we need is an Asian and a retard, and we can talk about anything. And it's very controversial, very, very offensive to most people, but we're kidding. It's just humor. But like I said, I was like, I would love to do a ghost hunt because Alex is near me. Billy is out east now, but I was like, I'd love to do like a ghost hunt or something like that. And Alex like, that would be fun. That would be fun. But I want to do it on mushrooms so I can like feel like the energy and stuff like that. And then if I see something crazy, if they can back it up that something happened, then man, imagine like this guy ghost hunted on mushrooms. That would go viral. Come on.
I mean, that is a really good shtick for it. I would be too scared if I was on mushrooms. I feel like I had a bad trip, but I mean that would be a really good Yeah.
I feel like I
definitely.
need to get it at least an hour into the trip before I even attempt to like try it, because you have to like you feel uncomfortable and all that stuff. But I just thought it'd be interesting, even if it was like 1.5 grams, 2 grams, because you're able to like tap into things. Like I've said on the show before, I've seen
Yeah.
weird things. I feel like I've seen and felt energies that I cannot fucking explain on psychedelics.
Mhm.
It's something weird. So you were being transported to a cold metal spacecraft. That is a good way to put it. Because the idea that I've read about, we've done a lot of stuff about alien abductions and Barney and Betty Hill and some of these famous cases where it does feel like this very cold environment, like
Sterile.
almost like, yeah, sterile and lifeless in some regard,
Mhm.
right? And these
Mhm.
entities are examining your body. While many people say alien abductions are not actually dreams at all, but real memories of contacts with space beings, most scientists agree, whatever they are, if they're paid or not, that aliens and dreams represent an external force or a person that is manipulating the dreamer. Many experience sleep paralysis during these alien contact dreams, indicating that they are happening in between sleep and wake cycles when that phenomenon at most occurs. It doesn't even really explain why it's happening too. And
Probably just legit abductions.
I've read a lot into alien abductions. I used to watch a lot of videos about this stuff. My first love was the paranormal and aliens before I got into any conspiracy, really like deep conspiracy stuff. And it is kind of fascinating because I don't know. I believe that there is interdimensional beings. I don't even necessarily believe that they're maybe from other planets, quote unquote,
Mhm.
but they just
Mhm.
exist outside of the reality that we inhabit and can see. But even like we went to a psychic the one time. There's an alien convention near where we live. I went the first time, and it was fun and interesting. And I had this guy try to hypnotize me. I was high when I went, so all he did was make me feel really relaxed. And not,
Mhm.
I don't think like I think like 80% of the population, maybe like 70% of the population could easily be manipulated, because I think most people don't have an internal monologue. A lot of people are just swayed and kind of just brainwashed to believe what they do and stuff. I
Mhm.
do think it is possible that I just can't be hypnotized. But then we
Mhm.
went back the next year, and this hypnotist, and he's actually was like a doctor of some sort. His son did a reading on us when it was slow on a Sunday. They were packing up, kind of thing, the convention, and he said that my wife was abducted by aliens once to help with a health issue or something when she was a kid. He did say a couple things that it would be impossible for him to know, but then he said that aliens almost abducted me, but I woke up and I scared them away. Is that weird?
Okay.
Yeah, is that weird? Like, I'm like, I don't know if I should believe this guy, but I had his contact information for a while, and we were gonna go and actually see him, and he was gonna try. We're gonna pay to do the reading,
Yeah.
but that we lost his information. But it would have been interesting to see what this guy said.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Weird.
kind of creepy.
I
Yeah.
know. So
Weird.
I appreciate everyone joining us. This was actually a lot of fun. I always enjoy, this is like always fun for me and stuff. It's we always cover some fun stuff, and we cover like more serious stuff, and we can cover everything on the show, but it's fun to do these kind of offshoot fun episodes. We can just kind of dive into anything. But actually, I'm curious if you're a listener of the show or you watch this, even on YouTube or Rumble or wherever, even X, leave like a comment if you have a weird dream or something. I'm actually like very curious of what like the fans have to say, or send me an email. I've had a couple people send me emails recently, and one guy about like he took pictures of this weird shadow creature years ago. He said, I just found you guys recently. Here's this image. I'm going to bring it up on Sunday. We would do our live show. But like, if you're out there and you enjoy the show and you like it, send in like, if you've ever had a really weird dream that you want us to read on air or on a Patreon episode or any of that stuff. I'm actually pretty interested in all that stuff. So if you support the show, make sure to like, comment, but also leave, like, give us your thoughts. What do you think about this stuff, and what weird dreams have you had?
Recurring ones too. Like I want to know what's going on in people's brains.
Oh yeah, because you had weird reoccurring dreams and stuff like that too. So like, I'm interested. If anyone is a fan of the show and wants to, strangebrewpodcast@gmail.com. Everything is Strange Brew Podcast. Other than X, which is just Strange Brew Cast. But all your support is much needed and much appreciated. So yeah, definitely go support the show. We're on Rumble, YouTube, X. Our TikTok is definitely going to be taken down at some point. But I can't post clips of the show. It always gets taken down for misinformation. Like even me and Billy talking about like Megan Fox being a man and his reaction to it is some of the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life. And him be like, "Oh, shut the fuck up, no way." And that got taken down. But then I appealed it and got put out. But we keep getting warnings. You can't even talk about anything to do with like where you're just like you're not being like, this is only theory, and that's how you have to cut the clip or whatever. But make sure to shout everybody out what you're doing, your stuff. Make sure they know where to find you.
Okay, you can find me. We have a YouTube channel called Not a Strong Start where I have my own. I'm on those normal episodes, but I also have my own show called Marie Plays It All on there. The page has been kind of on a hiatus for a few months because something to do with Google and ads and all this stuff. But anyway, that's where all of our stuff is. Yeah, it's still, we're still fighting to get the viewership because it just something happened. I don't know.
YouTube's fucking terrible for that shit.
Yeah, but then we're also on Instagram and Twitter at Not a Strong Start, also X, sorry. And also anywhere you see podcasts, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Yeah, Not a Strong Start.
Yeah, I told you if you need me to jump on, tell me to find something and I'll review it. And this happens often on Aaron's show where I'm like kind of brutally honest. Especially with things I'm like, I tried to like it, like the new Nightmare on Elm Street that they remade in 2011. I was like,
it's terrible.
To like it. It's so bad.
It's terrible. It's terrible.
All right, everybody, definitely support the show, and thank you for listening. And stay strange.
We're not racist. This is about history.
Yeah.